Calibrating cybernetics.
Talk to him now.
AT, Andre.
Come on, Dre.
Yep. Trippin with Let's Go. Woo! Trippin with Theobold.
What's your name?
Theo so bold.
Yeah.
Driggity. Let's go. Trippin with Theobold. Trippin.
What are we doing?
Trippin with Theobold.
Come on, Dre.
Yo, mic check, 1, 2. Hey, holla if you hear me. Hey, what's going on, y'all? And welcome to another episode of Trippin with Theobold. I'm your host, Andre Theobold. Welcome to Theobold Studios, where we do it ourselves, aka Do It Yourself Productions. As y'all can see, I got the cussing timer up, so when we count down from 2 minutes to 0 minutes, I can talk free-ish. And this kind of ties into today's episode. So yeah, before I go any further, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend to tell a friend, do all that fun internet stuff like the old people say. And as y'all can see, I got on the crown, man. I had to throw on the McDowell's hat for our fallen patriarch of coming to America, man. John Amos, aka Cleo McDowell. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a minute. But also AT is where it's at on most forms of social media. So follow me. All right, let me stop goofing off. All right, here we go. So you guys know how we do over here in Trippin with Theobold land. You know how we do over here, man. We gotta get started with the tongue twisties. You know what I mean? We gotta get the brain and the tongue coordinated so there'll be less trippage on the show. So without further ado, today's tongue twisty is brought to you by the letter S. All right, so here we go. Tongue twisty one. And you can either read along with me or you can watch me struggle. The choice is yours. You always have a choice over here in Trippin with Theobold Studios. Let me go ahead, man. I'm up here sweating like I'm a pork chop preacher in the pulpit, preaching that fake gospel. And God said, no, God didn't say nothing to you. Let me stop messing around, man. All right, man, I'm here sweating, man. Woo. All right, here we go. Tongue twisty number 1. First one up. Oh, look at that. I can talk free-ish, so I can take that off, so, I'm past the 2-minute mark. I didn't cuss YouTube. So, boom, you can show my video like everyone else's video. All right, let me go and take this down because we don't need this no more. So boom, here we are. Tongue twisty number 1. Shelly Sherman shivered in a sheer short shirt. Shelly Sherman shivered in a sheer shirt. I said shirt. Shelly Sherman shivered in a sheer short shirt. Tongue twisty number 2. Silly Sally sings songs about her senses. Silly Sally sings songs about her senses. And last tongue twisty. Here we go. Shelly Sherman shivered in a sheer shawl in the shady shelter. Shelly Sherman shivered in a... No, I said A. Shelly Sherman shivered in her sheer shawl in the shady shelter. Final tongue twisty. Here we go. Final one. Shelly Sherman shivered in her sheer shawl in the shady shelter. And yay, tongue twisters are done. Got those out the way. We got them knocked out. Now we can go ahead and get on with today's episode. So before we get on with today's topic, man, like I said, man, it's been a rough 30 days, man, for our legends. Our legends, especially in coming to America, we just lost James Earl Jones. Right, we just lost James Earl Jones, iconic actor, overcame the odds. Like, that's crazy, man, how he grew up like with a bad stutter and then his voice is now like the staple of like Disney pretty much, you know? His voice is the anchor of Disney. He played the voice of Darth Vader, you know? Then we lost John Amos, aka, Cleo McDowell from Coming to America. Man, just so many good works, man. Epic works. Roots, Good Times, iconic. We lost two iconic figures in a short amount of time, man. That's crazy. But now, but I didn't say it before, but I mean, at the time I'm recording this, there's a lot of there's a scandal going on right now with the death of John Amos, and I'm not going to get into the gossip, or because I'm not trying to use this time to reflect on that. I'm trying to use this time to reflect on the positive impact that he had on the community and in the acting world. So y'all can go Google it and look it up yourselves, but from what I'm reading, man, it's a lot of just shady stuff, man, and it's sad, but I'm using this time to honor our I'm using this time to honor our fellow legends, man. Man, like this figure here, man, this photo here hits different now, man. Like I had to make it the background of my social media. But this picture here, man, is just, it hits totally different now. If I can find her, let me put it up so y'all can see. But this photo right here, man, hits, not this one. We'll get to that in a second. But this photo right here, man, two iconic legends, man. This scene hits totally different now, man. That's why I had to wear the hat today, man. I had to pay homage, man. Had to pay respect, man, to the fallen patriarchs of Coming to America. Cleo McDowell and King Joffrey Joffre, ruler of Zamunda. Man, this movie has so many epic lines in it, man. Just so many just epic moments, man. Just from the opening, you had when Eddie Murphy was walking with King Joffrey Joffre. I mean, from the very opening, you knew this movie was gonna be off the hook, man. Like the very opening line, "Hello, Babar." Like that's how you know a movie is great, man. So for those that don't know, Coming to America is in my top 5 easily. In my top 5, right? Yeah, my top 5 movies. I'm gonna list them right now because I don't want to get into it, but my top 5 movies of all time. Notice I said my top 5 movies are Coming to America, Purple Rain, Transformers the movie from 1986, the OG Transformers, Ghostbusters 1, and Empire Strikes Back. And that's crazy that James Earl Jones is in 2 of my top 5 movies of all time. But anyways, Coming to America, man, was a dope movie, man, because it's like because it's timeless. Like no matter where you are in life, like even like 30 years from like when it came out, or even like 40 years, man. Just the lines are just so funny and you still laugh at it just thinking about it, like the barbershop scene, and John Amos had some funny lines in the movie, man. He had like the whole fact that he's trying to show off his mansion to the ruler of Zamunda. That was just funny in itself, He said, "Welcome to McDowell's little castle." And he had the choo-choo train at the bar. That shit. Oh, I'm over here cracking myself up, man. Oh, that was such a, man. So many good lines in that movie, man. And then when Cleo McDowell found out that Prince Hakeem was a prince, and he told Lisa, he said, baby, no, I like the boy. No, I just like him. She's like, Daddy, no, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. Baby, Lisa, you hit the jackpot. He said, "You hit the jackpot." He said, "Now, baby Lisa, when I say the boy has his own money, the boy has his own money." And he slams down that bill with Prince Hakeem on the billfold, man. That joint was, man. R.I.P. to our brothers, man. To our brother John Amos, man. And also too, a lot of people don't. What they need to do, man, they need to do a documentary on Good Times, you know, because I feel like a few people know like the importance of Good Times, but with Good Times, basically, you know, John Amos and Esther Roll, like they were basically they were about strong family values and portraying, you know, blacks in a constructive light. And he stood 10 toes down. He was like, yo, like, you know, when JJ and the script writers got to writing all the cooning and the buffoonery scenes, he was like, yo, man, this show ain't about this, man. It's about this, you know. And when he stood his ground, that's when he got written off the show, you know. So they need to do a documentary on that to really illustrate that, because to me, like, his portrayal on Good Times of a strong black father figure is like, it's like next to none. Like, that's like, to me, like the staple, you know. I mean, of course you got, you know, Heathcliff Huxtable, you know, like another iconic figure. But those two shows to me are important shows in the black community, because Good Times showed you like what black people were going through, and it really painted a picture, you know, and the struggles that we go through. And it wasn't on some like coon shit, you know, because they had like another version of Good Times that came out on Netflix, man. That shit was cringy, man. That was horrible, you know. But then the Cosby Show was like, hey, this is what a successful black family could be, you know. So to me, those are very, very iconic and important shows in the black community, man. But nah, man, like I said, man, RIP to our fallen legends, man. Also, this movie here, man, the Watermelon Heist. This was like, I found out about this movie through Corey Holcomb's 5150 show years ago, and this movie was like over the top, you know. But if you haven't seen it, man, get a chance to watch it, man. It's definitely like silly. But man, there was one funny moment in this movie, man, where I was crying, man. And to this day, it's still funny. So basically, when the main characters are trying to pull off this watermelon heist, John Amos, or his character in the film was Old Man Amos, and he basically lived on this like farm by himself with just like watermelons on his farm. It was a watermelon farm. And when they pulled up to perform the heist, you know, when they kept stealing watermelons, you know, Old Man Amos, it's like late at night, and he told his dog, you know, he said, hey, look, when these knuckleheads come around trying to steal my watermelon, you know, you wake Old Man Amos up and let Old Man Amos handle it, right? So the dog was like, "Ruff, ruff," right? And when the culprits pulled up to perform the heist, you know, the dog looked out the window and saw him, and you're thinking that this dog is gonna bark to wake up Old Man Amos, and then it's gonna alert the people pulling off the watermelon heist to be on alert, and then to go run away. But the dog didn't bark. The dog, like, all you saw was Old Man Amos sleeping, and you saw this little dog paw come in, and oh man, I was hollering when I saw that scene, man. That to me is like the funniest scene in the movie, man. Oh, I was crying when that shit happened, when that dog woke him up, man. Oh, that was just, man, classic, man. Anyways, like I said, man, RIP John Amos, legendary actor, you know, and just just absolute legend in the acting world. Like I liked what he stood for. I like that he stood up for black people in the entertainment industry, you know, and he won't be forgotten. You know what I'm saying? So I had to wear the McDowell's hat in honor of Cleo McDowell, played by John Amos. He said, "You see, they have the Big Mac. We have the Big Mick." Oh man, classic movie, man. Classic movie. So now let's go ahead and get into today's topic. Man. So, you know what I'm tripping on? I'm up here sweating. Up here pork chop preaching. and God said, and God told you nothing. Anyways, up here tripping. But you know what I'm tripping on, man? I'm tripping on the socialization of social media. That's what I'm tripping on, man. I don't know about y'all, but I have mixed feelings about social media. I have mixed feelings about it. There's pros and cons to it, but I'm tripping on the socialization of social media. So what does socialization mean, right? So according to the dictionary, socialization is the activity of mixing socially with others, or definition 2 is the process of learning to behave in a way that is acceptable to society. So the socialization of social media. So how exactly are we being socialized by social media? If you think about it, I look at social media like the super advanced version of arcade games. You know, remember how it was? Well, I'm dating myself, but remember how it was back in arcade games where you go to like Chuck E. Cheese or go to a video game arcade and you put in your quarter, or before you put your quarter in, you see who has the high score, you know, and all you want to do is beat that high score. You know, that's all you want to do is beat that high score. You don't know who Max Kills Boys are. That's just the name of a person that I just made up. But you don't know who that person is, but you want to beat that score. It's like, man, how the hell did they get all those points? How the hell did they, who in the hell beat my score? Right? So when you look at social media, one aspect of social media is the whole donkey carrot paradigm, right? Like they show you a carrot and we the donkeys or the jackasses, we chase after this carrot, you know? And basically what's happening when it comes to social media is we're end gaming, right? I learned this in an acting class, right? When you end game, basically what's happening is you want the result without being mindful of where you're at in the process you're going through to get to your end goal. See, right now I feel like I'm talking like Kamala Harris right now, man. Like whenever you see Kamala touch her nose, you know she's full of shit. You know, sorry for those. I mean, I'm just making references, man. But like, I'm neither nor. Like, I'm not MAGA and I'm not a Democrat. You know, I'm just calling it like I see it. You know, but every time you see Kamala do this right here and do this, and you see her rock and talk with her hands, it's like, man, she's trying to memorize. She's trying to remember the bullshit, right? Anyway, I'm getting off track. I didn't mean to get off track like that. But anyways, when you end game, basically what's happening is you are putting yourself at the end of the process without going through the process, right? So, and what's happening is, and it's sad because what's happening is we're not thinking organically. Like there's no true thought. It's like, we want to think this because it equates to some points to put us ahead of somebody else so we can be eligible to get some form of payment of some sort, you know? So yeah, so to me, that's how we're being socialized when it comes to the social media stuff, and to me, there's no real difference between social media and corporate America. To me, actually, social media is worse than corporate America. So those of y'all that know me, I despise corporate America, but hey, don't let my boss know because I still need my check, but corporate America basically is training us to be actors, right? Like we're being socialized, right? They say, hey, if you want to work here and if you want to get this paycheck, you have to appear to have these beliefs, or you have to appear to go along to get along with the program. You got to bite your tongue. You can't say what you want to say. Just do what we got to do so you can get this check. And I feel like I feel like social media is kind of given that aspect, or it's kind of turning, like, if you think about it, right? Everything is a form, like we're acting. Like when you're on social media, you're acting to an extent, right? Like you have people on social media that hide behind their computer and talk shit, right? And they ain't got no profile picture. They ain't got nothing, right? They just sit up there and want to go pick fights. And they say shit to people's faces that they wouldn't normally say to their face in person, right? So that's a form of acting. You're pretending to be someone that you're not, And also it's like, we have to look out for like bad language, and you have, like, for example, in the beginning of this video, I have my custom timer up, right? So I know that allegedly, like, I don't know, I can't like prove this, but according to Kwame Brown's channel, he said that basically if you cuss within the first 2 minutes of your video, YouTube is gonna bury your shit to the bottom and never let your shit come to the top. So that's why you gotta like talk clean for the first 2 minutes, then you can get loose or get looser, right? Same thing, right? Like we want to be able to talk in a certain way and talk free, but there's something controlling us to not do it, so we can get some kind of trinket at the end of the tunnel, So to me, social media is worse. Here's why social media is worse than corporate America, right? Before I get into that, let me kind of tell y'all like my background, right? When I was I'm doing more and more like Kamala. I always got to give you a story. She always has to start off with a story. I'm sorry, man. Hey, man, I'm just calling like I see it, man. Just call like, anyway, let me stop. So here's the thing, man. So when I was in corporate America, I used to be real, or correction, when I was working in a cubicle for corporate America, because right now I kind of still do work for corporate America. When I was in a cubicle in corporate America, man, I was miserable, man. Nigga, I was miserable. Yo, like, I was like, man, like, I wasn't by no window. It was like they had them little fluorescent lights that were on that made it feel like it was the same time of day all day. Like you didn't know if it was morning or if it was night. You know what I mean? And every now and again, I would have to like peep over my shoulder to make sure my manager wasn't coming, so I could get in my phone to see what was going on social media. I get to see everybody on social media having fun, just making videos. You know what I'm saying? Bitches twerking, showing their ass, just everyone having a good time on a boat, just living life. You know what I'm saying? Cats jumping through hoops. I'm like, man, I'm sitting here in this cubicle miserable, and I'm like, damn, I gotta try to find a way to, like, my goal, I was like, man, I gotta hurry up and finish up my work so I can go home, so I can make videos and be on social media like everybody else. Like that was my mindset. Sad, but that was my mindset back when I was in corporate America. I'm like, man, everybody else is having fun but me. Man, shit sucks. So what's sad is I was running from one cage to another cage. I'm thinking, man, if I can get out of my cubicle and go make a video and be on social media, I can be free. But really, nah, it's just another cage. Like, here's why social media is worse than corporate America, right? At least in corporate America, if you have a complaint, you can go and complain to a physical person. Now, y'all know me. I'm an expert when it comes to dealing with, like, well, here's the thing. I know how to conduct myself in corporate America. I know the rules of corporate America, right? So I know at the end of the day, you do not want to fuck with HR. HR is not your friends. HR, let me repeat myself. HR is not your friend, right? The only time you want to see HR is when they hire you and when you get ready to walk out the door saying that you quit. Those are the only two times you want to see HR, right? But at least you can go there and talk to somebody. And if you want to file a lawsuit, you can file it to a company and a specific person. And, you know, at least you can fight. At least you can know who you're fighting. I'm not saying you want to fight HR, but at least you can know who you're swinging at. And HR is a giant, you know, but at least you can see who you're swinging at. But with social media, who's HR? Who can you complain to? Who? Man, I've seen so many people get videos. I've seen so much mistreatment, or how should I put it? I've seen so much biased treatment to who can post what and who can't. You know, like, I've seen celebrities with millions of followers be able to post music in their videos, and they videos don't get taken down, right? Their videos don't get taken down. But, you know, if someone else makes a video with music in it and you're not famous, they just snatch your shit down. I remember one time, man, when I was physically going to work and I was rushing home to make videos and to make content. I remember, man, I made this one video, man, that was funny, man. Like, I took time, I chopped everything up, man. I took it from idea to paper where I wrote out the whole sequence and I had to go shoot it. I shot different parts of it. And it was a funny video, you know? And I remember, man, it took me like a week to really get this thing the way I wanted it, right? And I'm coming home every day after work like a project and just piecing this social media video together, you know? And I remember that Friday. I remember, man, something got in my throat. Shit. I paused. I remember I came home and I was getting ready to I came home that Friday and I posted the video. And I'm sitting there like, man, I'm excited. I'm like, yo, I can't wait to post this video. I just can't wait. Man, the moment I posted that video, as soon as it uploaded, it said, hey, do you own the rights to this music? I was like, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, well, you need to have the proof that you own this video. If not, we're going to take this video down. I'm like, what? I mean, I'm looking at other people post their shit. Why can't I post videos with music? So I kept trying to repost it and they kept snatching it down. And then they gave me like the one threat where it's like, look, if you post this and it's not your video, like, we gonna take your whole page down, or we're gonna, like, you know, we'll take away your account or something like that. So I was like, damn. So, okay, there are rules to this shit. Where are the rules at? Right? In corporate America, they give you a handbook. You have corporate training, right? They tell you what you can and can't do at work, right? Like, for example, when you take the harassment training, you know, basically you get one chance to holler at a chick. That's basically what it boils down to. You got one chance to holler at a chick. Like, I'm giving you the Cliff Notes version. If you ask someone, if you ask a chick out, and it doesn't even have to be like a formal asking her out. It's just, hey, do you want to go do happy hour? If she says no, nigga, that's it. Stop. Right? That's the rule. Because at that given point in time, Yeah, I should probably do a whole nother video on this. But basically, that's your one strike. If you come back again to try to ask to even do something else that's not even going to a bar or going to happy hour, but going to a baseball game, she can go to HR and be like, yo, he harassing me. And then you lose your check. You know what I'm saying? So at least in corporate America, they give you a handbook. The rules are bullshit, but at least they give you a handbook. On social media, there's no handbook. It's whatever they say it is. And you got to just accept it, you know? Yeah, I've seen lots of instances like this, man. You know, so to me, at least with corporate America, they tell you the rules and you just have to play the game accordingly. But with social media, I feel like you're throwing darts into the dark. You gotta just do some shit and hope that the algorithm doesn't cast you out, right? So I'm not complaining. I'm just speaking fact. So, here's what I wish social media did, man. You know, so YouTube, if you listening, take notes. Let me stop, man. But for real, here's what I wish social media did, right? I wish social media provided a producer mode and a consumer mode. Right? Because some people just like to go on and just look at shit. Every now and again, I like to just go on and go look at shit, right? But in producer mode, I want to like control what I see, right? Because I don't want to be influenced by. I don't want to be influenced every step of the way when I'm putting out my content, right? That's what I wish, you know. Like I wish there was a producer mode to where I could control things like. I could turn off or mask where I could mask the number of followers that I had. I said had, to where I could mask the number of followers that I have, right? Because so many times I'll post something in the past, like I'll post some content, and right when I post it, they'll show you your following, and it's right there. And I remember, man, over the pandemic, I was writing sketches and like filming and producing sketches. And I would work all week getting these sketches all made up and posting them. And then you got your following right there, right? As soon as you post it, it goes up. And it's like social media saying, oh, okay, you think this is going to be your break? You think this is going to be your big shot, huh? You think you're about to make it, huh? Okay, cool. Let me show you this. And right when you post it, boom, you lose like 20 followers. And that's demoralizing, you know? So I wish there was a producer mode to where I could just cut that shit off. Like, I don't want to see how many followers I have. All I want to know is when there's interaction with my video, right? Like, not a like. I don't want to see likes. All I want to see is who said something to my video so I can respond to them, right? That to me, like, mirrors social everyday life, you know, because I'm interacting with people, right? The whole point is to interact with people and not a machine, you know. So so here's the thing, right? With HR or with social media's HR, I kind of feel like so there was a group back in the day. I'm all over the place, you know. That's why it's called Trippin with Theobold. I be tripping. I don't be scripting this stuff up. I just be shooting from the hip. But back in the 80s, there was a group called Newcleus, and they were way ahead of their time, man. Newcleus was like a old school they were like a old school hip hop breakdancing. Like they play skate music, right? That's the best way I know how to explain it, right? They played skate music, right? Like their famous song that they're most known for is "Jam on It." That doom 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 doom. Jam on it. Okay, you guys get the point. But they had so many other songs, man. And one song that they made that was way ahead of their time was the song called "Push the Button." Right? Because the lyrics were just dope, man. They were way ahead of their time, man. I really think Newcleus came from the future. I really think that group came from the future, man. Because they made this song back like in 82, 3, like I wasn't like I was like I got hip to Newcleus late because I'm not that old, but or I'm not as old as they are, but you get the point. But now they had this song called Push the Button, and some of the lyrics, how did it go? Computer age is now. Everyone must have a machine. They say it's going to make life easier. Well, I can't stand it. They say we should put them in control. Well, maybe this will give them a soul. They say it's going to make, it's going to make life easier. Push the button. They say we live in our easy chairs. Well, maybe this will give them a thing. For us had to hold to survive. It's up to the computer. Push the button. So think about it, man. You got this song came out back like in 83, and it came out back in the early 80s. And it predicted what's going on right now, right? Because if you think about it, if there's no physical person in charge of social media or no HR to govern the people, who's doing the governing? It's the algorithm, right? Somebody just, I want to know who wrote the first script of code to organize and compile all this to create this mythical, not mythical because it's real, but to create this computer czar that is controlling everything, right? They're not controlling everything yet, but I mean, look at it, right? We're sitting here trying to get likes and trying to get follows, and we can't go to somebody when there's been a form of injustice. Like, do the rules of, like, does the Constitution apply to the HR manager of social media? Let me say that again. Does the Constitution apply to the HR or the boss of social media? Like for example, right? I could make this video and post it, and this video could go viral or whatever, right? If it goes viral, what if the boss of social media said, "Nah, your video's offensive. We taking it down." Who can I go to? What did I say that was offensive? Where are the rules and regulations? Where's the handbook? Where's the corporate handbook? So I rest my case. So, anywho, like I said, man, AT is where it's at on most forms of social media. Make sure you guys follow me. I want to know what y'all think, man. In the comment section, let me know. Like, I want to know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how free do you feel communicating on social media? Like, when you make a post, do you reread it? And do you just make sure that, hey, am I going to regret this later? Or do you just say, you know what, boom, I'm gonna say what I want to say? You know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how free do you guys think you really are? On a scale of 1 to 10. Me, I feel like I'm about a 7 or an 8. Like, I'm not like free. I'm not all the way free, you know? Because think about it, right? If you're putting in all this work on your page and you're doing all this stuff on your page or whatever, and you started from nothing, building your page organically, and you build, I think there's a converse relationship with effort and just how long it takes you to build up your following to going along to get along, right? Like, if you think about it, right? If we could all snap our fingers and get 1 million followers overnight and people just watching us, then we wouldn't care. We'd just be like, man, whatever, they can take my page down, I'm gonna do it again, you know? But let's say that it took you 10 years to get a following of 100,000 followers. You're going to be real careful on everything you say. Like you can talk, you can look, you can fake talk all the shit you want to fake talk. But at the end of the day, you're gonna be real careful because you're invested. Right? You're vested. I said invested. You're vested. Right? It's like how corporate America gets you. Right? When you sign up for a 401k in corporate America, they tell you if you're just starting off within the first year or so in the company, you got to wait until you can even contribute to a 401k. And then when you contribute, or no, you can contribute to a 401k, but after like 1 or 2 years, that's when you're going to be vested, meaning that if you get up and leave before the 2 years is up, then you don't get shit, or all you get is what you put in. You don't get the ROI that came from the investment. Same thing with corporate, same thing with social media. Same thing, it's like if it takes you a long time to build up your following, you're going to be real careful about what you say, and you're going to be tiptoeing, just like you do in corporate America. So, what are y'all thoughts? Do y'all agree? Do you disagree? Am I full of shit? Put it in the comment section. Let me know. But yeah, before I go any further, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend to tell a friend, do all that fun internet stuff like the old people say. And don't forget, AT is where it's at on most forms of social media. So follow me. And without further ado, I'm out of here, folks. Peace. Yep. Trippin' with Theobold.
Let's go.
Caliente.
Trippin'. Yep. Trippin'. Trippin'. Trippin' with Theobold.
Trippin' with Theobold.